Good morning, racing fans, and welcome to the Tuscarawas County Fair here in Dover, Ohio. A beautiful, beautiful day here in Tuscarawas, and we're glad to be with you.
Yeah, it's glad to be here. 18 races. So for those of you that have been watching the 5 days of Delaware, we just rolled it over and essentially have 6 days because there's so many races up here. 2-day fair, 18 today, 12 tomorrow. I actually was talking to John. I asked him about, why was it 18 instead of 12? And he said that they have a concert tomorrow, so they had to have limited races tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, he switched a class from Friday to Saturday before any of the horses were entered. It was done like a week ago or something.
Oh, okay.
And, he figured the division would be split into 2 or 3. Well, it ended up being split into 5. So it was supposed to kind of be like 15 races and 12, and it turned into 18. So it's a little bit of a long day, but we'll get through it.
Yep, absolutely. It's like we said, it's a beautiful day here. It is a little tough to park here at Dover.
It's a little tight down here.
What's the matter, Steve? Oh, okay. He's got to go down and get the sound hooked up so we can hear the announcer. Doug Ballinger is our announcer today. As I was saying, it's a little tough to. Steve is parked over in the CVS parking lot, hoping that he doesn't get towed away. And I said, the good thing is I can see my car, so if I get towed, at least I'll be able to follow it.
Yeah, mine's in the infield, but scratched 1 and 4 out of this first race as well.
Oh, 1 and 4.
They have a truck pulled tonight, and then the Maddie and Tay concert tomorrow. So some nice stuff here. And yeah, this fair is right in the middle of, you get off the main road of the town is right there. And here's the entrance.
Yeah, it doesn't have very much space, and I see the same. All the campers are here, so they take up a lot. We got a lot of horsemen that are racing out of their trailers in the infield. There looks like a nice big barn back there, but not enough room for everybody that's here for 18 races.
Yeah, not enough stalls with just the I don't know, what is that, a barn and a half, basically? 2 barns and then one over here, 3 barns. So, but how was your Delaware?
It was fantastic. Long days, yeah. It was fantastic. We just had the broadcast went well. We didn't have any glitches, thankfully. And Frank Frost did an amazing job getting interviews. Kind of cool when the governor comes into your broadcast booth. That was very cool.
Yeah, I was watching from home yesterday. I didn't make it down, but ton of good interviews. I love the Ashley All Access shots that you guys had in the grandstand. So, I know I've been pleasured to work with you guys all summer, and this is my last fair, but by far some just great work yesterday by everybody. Good conversations, good interviews, good camera shots. Good job to you guys.
Yeah, they do good job. We and we have the huge tent on the backside too that we basically entertain a lot of people back there. You know, we have trivia wheels and we have questions. We give out T-shirts. In fact, I saw somebody with one of the T-shirts on just now. We gave away over 600 T-shirts. I'm trying to think, 10, 20, 30, probably about 60 dozen donuts we did in the mornings, and a ton of snacks, hundreds and hundreds of little snacks, cold water. So it was a great place to come and sit. It's funny how people will come and sit in the tent to watch the race instead of watching it right outside.
Yeah.
But it was very crowded there along the rail, so you didn't have a spot. The whole backstretch and the last turn were just packed with people in tents.
It is amazing that how many people still go and enjoy the county fairs. It's really is a cool race, and so many people, and the weather has been perfect. I mean, it's been hot, but it's been perfect for 3 years. No rain, it's sunny, not a cloud in the sky. So
Beautiful
here's
days.
our first race.
First race. First division, home talent colt stake, 3-year-old colt and gelding trot for $4,403. Scratch a 1 Tom Cruiser, scratch the 4. Let's go to Paris. First division sponsored by the Tuscarawas County Fair. A field of 4.
I'll take the odds because I sort of.
And these are the horses. Number 1 Tom Cruiser is scratched. Number 2, Ryan the Lion, driven by Jimmy Smith. Number 3 is Spend the Prize, the driver Drew Neal. 4 scratch. Number 5 is 45 Mega with Chris Hirschberger. Number 6, Dublin's Date Night, Cody Greeno in the sulky. Horse will take 1 score and go to the gate. In play show, Quinella, exacta trifecta, and early double on the first.
There's our field for the first, $4,403. Scratch down to a field of 4. Take out the 1 Tom Cruiser. 2 is Ryan the Lion. Jimmy Smith drives and trains for Mike Licker of Cannonsburg, PA. 1 for 26 in his career. That win was this year, back on August 14th in 2:08.1. Fastest clocking that we can see on the program is 2:01, most recently at Old Washington.
Spend the Prize and Drew Neal from the 3-hole for trainer Rosie Weaver. Heartland Acres and Rosie Weaver both own this Enterprise colt. It's out of a Muscles Yankee mare. Spend it in. 14 wins out of 19 starts this year. Most recent win was at Delaware just a few days back. Won that race in 56-1, and was a really good 2-year-old also. So this horse has earned $78,000 in its life.
Scratch the 4. 5 is 45 Maga. Chris Hirschberger drives for Darren Harvey and Alan Miller. Homebred for Alan, 3-year-old Marseille gelded son out of the Man of Many Missions mare, 1 Too Many. 2 for 18 this season, made $18,000 this year. A couple of breaks in the program, but the fastest clocking is 2 minutes flat back in a now winners of 4 at Northfield on August 13th.
And Dublin's Date Night and Cody Greeno for Ed Greeno Jr. and E.G. Trot. An Enterprise colt out of Cantab Hall mare, My Place Anytime. 12 starts on the year, has 1 second and 2 thirds. Fastest mile was at Salina in 2-1 and 3.
It's hard to know, obviously we only get 6 starts on the program, but Spend the Prize has won all 6 that are on the program. So,
yeah.
And being that he's 14 for 19, I'm guessing that he might even have more in a row than that. So this one's been very talented for Rosie Weaver.
Absolutely. We've got quite a few horses that I know that we will see in the Fair Championship in a few weeks. All those championships are coming up pretty soon. I mean, by next weekend, we're going to have the Ohio Sire Stakes Championships down at Dayton. And then we move into the Buckeye Stallion Series.
Yeah, it stakes the next 3 weeks, right?
Yep, next 3 weekends.
So next week is Sire Stakes. Then we go Buckeye at Northfield. And then Fair at Northfield.
Yeah.
And then the week after is like the Fair Consolations at Northfield.
Yeah, so you guys will have see a lot of fair horses up there.
Hey, as long as we can fill the box, it doesn't matter what kind of what horses we have. We don't care if they're 2-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 14-year-olds.
You just like to race.
We just want to race. We want 15 races. I got 33 races between the fair today and then going up to Northfield tonight for 15. So it's an all-day affair.
Yes, absolutely.
At least I don't have to announce these 18. We got Doug to do that. So.
Yeah. And Doug's coming off of 5 days in Delaware too. He was there all week. So.
Do you stay down there the whole week?
No, I stayed Wednesday night, but And the horses are lined up behind the Webkenberg starting gate. Mike Webkenberg and his wife were there at Delaware all week, too. So give them a shout out. They're giving rides to everyone, including the governor.
First division for $4,403. Hometown Coach State. Webkenberg starting gate. The gate swings into the stretch, and here they come. Off stride before the start to 3, spend the prize. They're off then trotting. That's Ryan the Lion sent right to the front. 45 Maggot to the outside second. Dublin's Date Night comes out in third, and after the gate break, spend the prize is the Traders. They race into the opening turn. Ryan the Lion and Jimmy Smith have the lead. 45 Maggot right there second. Dublin's Date Night a close third, and gapped away. Spend the prize trails the field across the backside, heading on over to the opening quarter. On top of the field, Ryan the Lion leads him by a length. 45 Maga second. Dublin's Date Night third. Spend the prize trails the field. Straight alignment by the opening quarter. At the opening quarter in an even 31 seconds. Ryan the Lion, the 3-year-old bay-gutted son of Uncle Peter, looking for his second of the season, shows the way. 45 Maga right there second. Dublin's Date Night racing third. Spend the prize trails the field. Straight alignment. No movement as yet to go after Ryan the Lion. And they come on over to the halfway point, and Ryan the Lion and Jimmy Smith show the way. 45 Maga right there second. Dublin's Date Night is third. Spend the prize trails the field. No movement as yet. They're halfway home with Ryan the Lion at the half and 102 and 1/5. Into the turn, Ryan the Lion leads the way by a length. Second is 45 Maga. Dublin's Date Night third. Spend the prize continues to trail the field, and he's out and on the move on the outside for Drew Neal. From fourth, now third, now second on the outside. Dublin's Date Night on the inside. On the backside they go, and Spend the Prize and Drew Neal have cleared to the front. Ryan the Lion is second, trotting third. 45 Maga. Dublin's Date Night trails the field. 3/4, 132 and 1. Into the far turn with every stride. Spend the Prize opens up. It's 3, now 4. Ryan the Lion is second. 45 Maga third. Dublin's Date Night trails the field. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. Through the lane and coming to the line. Spend the Prize and driver Drew Neal. It's Spend the Prize. Home second. The 2, Ryan the Lion third. The 5, 45 Mega.
If you open a dictionary to the words much the best, you will find Spend the Prize's picture.
202.
Last half in 59 and 4, and he made up a ton of ground. I mean, after that early break, a very uncharacteristic break too. I mean, he just doesn't do that.
Yeah, not something I would be wanting to necessarily see out of my horse 2 weeks before the fair final or 3 weeks before the fair final, but hopefully it's just a one-off.
Yeah.
Fair tracks, maybe he just took a bad step and it took him a second. Once he regathered trotting, he was five lengths the best there at the wire, plus whatever he lost. I mean, he was easily 8 to 10 lengths off the back of the field, before they hit the backstretch. So made up a ton of ground, and Drew Neal was patient, sat last until the 5/8, and then as soon as he let him roll, he took off.
Yeah, he absolutely did. But he came on wicked last half.
I called here last year, and I don't remember the times being particularly blazing. So 2:01 there is a quick mile. And speaking of Rosie Weaver, there was a great interview yesterday right before the jug eliminations with Rosie talking about her barn and the horses and pink jammies especially. So
yeah, she told us the truth about pink jammies, didn't she? This is quite the horse. Spend the Prize. Of course, he's first in the Fair Championship points.
Here's your winner, the first race, the hometown and Coach State. 3-year-old Colt and Gilling Trot. Number 3, Spend the Prize. The 3-year-old Big Old Son of Enterprise out of the Muscles Yankee mare. Spend it in. Heartland Acres and Rosie Weaver own in partnership. Rosie Weaver trains Drew Neal in the sulky, trotting a mile 2:02. This race sponsored by the Tuscarawas County Fair. Results are official. Number 1, Town Cruiser was scratched. Number 2, Ryan the Lion 2. 3, Spend the Prize, the winner. 4 was scratched. The 5:45 Mega 3. 6, Dublin's Date Night 4. The mile 2:02. Fractions of 32, 102 and 1, 132 and 1. Scratch 2, 1, scratch 3, 4 on the bottom. Second race coming up in about 10 minutes. Upfield is 6. There are no changes. Barn area, bring them on.
Remy instead, so bring dance, money out the window. Down Gal, French Boca. Good Miss Gracious, field of 6. Keep them in the turn. Do not go all the way around the track when you bring them out for that post parade. Keep them in the first turn. Windows are open for wagering. On the second, play show, vanilla exactive, and trifecta wagering.
I am not sure who that little guy was that jumped the fence to get in the picture with Rosie, but that was when you jump the fence, it's a long ways down. It's not like that.
Yeah, there's 3 steps over here to walk up. So imagine 3 steps and then jumping over a 2.5 foot fence. So, I mean, it was a good 4. He could barely reach up and touch the top of the fence.
Right.
Was how far down he jumped. So
He wanted in that winner's circle bad, and Rosie put him up on the seat, so it ended up to be a pretty worthwhile for him.
something he'll probably never. He'll be telling Mom the rest of the way home. Did you
Right.
see when I was in there with the horse?
And she says, "Yeah, I saw you jump the fence."
Yeah. Next time, don't jump the fence and go around to the gate.
Right.
Well, we're 1 down, only 17 more to go. We'll be back after these messages.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres' experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
We're back here at the Tuscarawas County Fair down here in Dover, Ohio for 18 races on their Day 1 program. 2 cards, 12 tomorrow. Total of 30 races will be contested here. So the action just never stops. Is there a fair this weekend? No, there's no more fairs this weekend. This is it.
Right. We have Coshocton.
Monday?
I think so. I think it's Monday and Tuesday.
That's the name of a Monday fair.
It is.
It's just
You're right. I took out my Huff's Guide and my standings, and they're in my car, so I can't look at some stuff. But yeah, we've got Coshocton, then we've got the same weekend as Buckeye Stallion Series finals is on that Sunday is the Montgomery County Fair at Dayton. And then that's the last fair that will count in any standings for the Ohio Fair Championship. So then we go to Lancaster in October, but that's just too late to get into the standings.
so 4 county fairs left plus fair finals,
Yes.
right? Dover, Coshocton, Montgomery,
And Lancaster.
and Lancaster.
Yeah.
So 4 total fairs left. So where has summer gone?
You're right. You're right.
We're already talking about fair finals in October. I feel like we just started back at Cortland, and July 8th was my
Yeah.
first fair, and here we are in
It
middle
goes
of September.
fast. It really, really does. You look forward to it for a really long time. You know, we plan in the spring and try and get all the equipment together and get the shooters all organized and everything, and then all of a sudden it's almost done.
Then you start planning next year.
Right. Right. Even when we were at Delaware, we're talking to Jay Wolf, who's the publicity director, and he said all week long, he says he's got a notebook with him, and he keeps writing down things for the next year, and we try to do the same thing. Said, oh, this didn't work quite right. Let's try this. Let's try that. So, always trying to improve it.
They had so not only was the governor there, then a potential governor candidate down the road was there on the Jug Stream.
Yes.
Vivek Ramaswamy, I'm probably saying his name wrong, and I apologize, but...
he was there. Had a number of senators and representatives there. Department of Agriculture was there. So, really... and they all realize how important the agriculture is, how important harness racing is to the agriculture base.
A field of 6. And these are the horses. Number 1 is Remy Instead, the driver Brady Clemens. Here's a 3. Money Out the Window, Justin Irvine driving. The 2, Supreme Dance, driven by Drew Neal. Number 4, Town Gal with Ed Greeno Jr.
What'd you do that for?
Number 5, French Mocha, the driver Kenneth Hurst. And number 6 is Good Miss Gracious, Manuel Miller in the sulky. First we'll take one score and go to the gate. Win, play, show, Quinella Exacta, and trifecta wagering on the second.
Okay, let's take a look at the horses in this. This is the 2-year-old filly trot, first division. Remy Instead, Brady Clemens up for J.H. Miller, Jacob Miller, the owner. This is a Volstead filly out of a credit winner mare. 3 starts on the year, 1 win. That was his very first start at Wellston in 2:13 and 3. But last week at Old Washington did trot a mile in 2:6 and 2.
2, Supreme Dance, Drew Neal for Rosie Weaver, who comes with Scott Davis, a 2-year-old filly by full count out of the Like a Prayer mare, Supreme Day. Another one that's been very talented for the Weaver barn. Has hit the board in 14 of 16 with 9 of them being wins. Did break that winning streak at Ashland, finishing second most recently in 2:04 and 2, but has a winning mark of 2:05 and 1 at Athens. 9 for 16 for Supreme Dance.
Gary Martin sends out Money Out the Window, and Justin Irvine up for Martin, Kleinberg, Madison, and Tridenti. This is a Ready for Money filly out of a Muscles Yankee mare, Upside Hanover. 1 win on the year, and that was back at Wilmington in 2:09. Has been making some breaks as of late, so hopefully can get back to its earlier form.
4, Town Gal, Ed Greeno Jr. drives and trains for E.G. Trot, a 2-year-old creatine filly out of the Angus Hall mare, Philly City Hall. 2 for 12 in her career with that win, 2:07 and 1 at Findlay. Was clocked in 2:05 at Salina, finishing second. Town Gal, just a $4,000 purchase. She's made $16,000, so she's done okay for the Ed Greeno barn.
Kenneth Hurst I can't even get this straight. Sorry. Kenneth Hurst drives, trains, and leases French Mocha from the 5-hole. This is a Marseille filly out of a Ken Workington mare. 11 starts on the year, has 1/3. Had kind of a nice start last week at Worcester. Trotted in 2:10 and 2.
And the 6, Good Miss Gracious, Manny Miller drives for Miles Wolin, who comes with Julie and Gal Racing. 2-year-old Uncle Peter filly by Graceful out of a Muscle Hill mare, Graceful rather. Manny Miller's gotten along with her. She's broke 3 of her last 5 times, but the 2 times that Manny drove, she won and was 3rd. So from the second tier with just 5 across here, it'll be interesting to see if Manny can keep her flat. 6 different sires in this race.
That's unusual.
Rosie's horse, just an $8,000 purchase, has made $39,000. She'll try to sweep the early double. They're in behind the Mike Webkenberg starting gate. Doug Ballinger on the call. Race 2.
Something's going on.
Not quite sure what happened, but the wings were open and then they were closed, and we have horses going every different direction, so we'll come back here. I'll tell you, watching these horses score down, Justin has had his hands full with the 3 money out the window. She has been very throwing her head around, and I don't know if she's always like that. I don't quite remember. You know, you see some of the horses, but
yes. I don't see anybody going back to the barn, so it must not be an equipment problem.
yeah, I'm not quite sure. I heard Doug in the background basically say the same thing I said. So something's going on, but I don't know what.
I didn't see the recall lights, which is odd, because at that point you would have thought he would have threw those on, but maybe he wasn't to the point of doing that yet. Long days for Mike Webkenberg and his wife at Delaware.
Yeah, I heard
Lot
on
of
you
pressure.
guys said that he's up in the mornings testing all the equipment every day, and you know, the Mike Webkenberg team really do take their job very seriously and put a lot of effort into it, and having the best trucks, and the gates are always working, and you know, you talk to Mike and he's a fun guy to talk to, and he'll tell you all about it, and it's really neat. And I actually was fortunate last year. He took me on a starting car ride for one of, it might have actually been an Ohio Breeders' Championship race or something. So it was a strong field, and you know, we were in the car for the race at Delaware, and it's just it's such a different point of view that most people don't get to see. So if you are ever fortunate enough to get a ride, really take it in, because you got to understand, less than 0.1% of people that go to the track have ever gotten to see that side of it. So it's a neat place to watch a race.
Neat. And I did say yesterday, I saw Mike out early on jug morning testing everything, making sure that it was just right. I said, for as many times as they had been around the track that week, he had to do it again before the races started. So he's a perfectionist, that's for sure.
Looks like everything's restored. Here's Doug Ballinger with race 2.
You're on the second. Mike Wepkenberg starting gate. Sponsored by Bluebird Valley Stables. They're all in behind the gate. 5 on gate with a trailer. Here they come. They were off and trotting. Supreme Dance is sent to the front. Remy instead comes out in second. Goodness Gracious is third into the turn. Fourth is Town Gal, taking it tuck fifth. Money out the window. And the early trader sixth. They race into the opening turn. French Mocha is on the gallop, along with Town Gal around the turn, down the backside for the first time, going to the opening quarter. Drew Neal and Supreme Dance show the way. Ready Remy right there second. Money out the window. Tront's third. Town Gal racing fourth. Goodness Gracious is fifth and trailing the field. That's French Mocha. Trotter straight alignment by the opening quarter and into the turn. Supreme Dance takes the Trotters by the quarter. 31 4/5 as they race around the turn. Remy instead right there second and trotting third. That's Money out the window. Fourth is Town Gal. Gapped out fifth. Goodness Gracious is on stride and trailing the field. That is French Mocha. Passing the stands first time. They come to the half. Supreme Dance has the lead. The Tiro Bay Philly, but full count. Looking for 10th of the season. Nose to helmet. Ready Remy second. Money out the window third. Fourth is Town Gal. Only 4 from the front. Then we got a gap to Goodness Gracious, who is on stride. French Mocha moves through at the half. They're halfway home in 105 1/5. On the 5/8 they trot. Supreme Dance shows the way. Here comes Justin Irvine and Money out the window. Now third and moving up. Ready Remy racing third. Town Gal is fourth. Racing fifth. French Mocha and trailing the field. Goodness Gracious. Cross the backside for the final time with the lead. Supreme Dance. The lead is only a length. Money out the window on the outside. Ready Remy up the inside. Town Gal fourth. Racing fifth. French Mocha. Goodness Gracious can see them all. 3/4 in 1:36 4 with an 1/8 of a mile to trot. Supreme Dance the leader. Ready Remy. Money out the window. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. Supreme Dance and Drew Neal. Ready Remy on the outside with a late rush. Coming to the line. Supreme Dance. Drew Neal will sweep the early double. Second Ready Remy home third. Money out the window. The mile, 206, 1/5.
Well, Supreme Dance, another one of Rosie's that's sitting first in the Ohio Fair Championships. Looks like it's probably going to be a good night for Rosie at those Fair Championships.
Certainly going to have some high expectations going in. Obviously, you never know. Half-mile track, we'll have 8 across. So,
right.
You still got to get a little lucky in the post draws. But, yeah, it's definitely nice to – so far we've seen 2 divisions, and she's got the number 1 horse in both divisions.
Yeah.
And they both look good, too. The
Yes.
horse broke in the first, but then he was much the best. And then this horse, she was pretty much – as soon as she got the lead, it was kind of over. Drew just modest urging down to the wire, and Drew Neal, Rosie Weaver sweep the opening double here.
Not sure what happened there with Good Miss Gracious. She just had a really bad day, making breaks all over the place, and even right at the finish.
Yeah, I think she spent more time on the gallop than she did
Yes.
the trot. If I ever owned a trotter, that would be my horse would break every start. I would definitely be a guy that wants to own pacers.
Pacers, really?
Although if you can get a trotter that can trot, you can really make some decent living with them, even if they're not the fastest, because half the time it's just stay flat and you got a shot.
Exactly.
Here's the 2 Supreme Dance back to the winner's circle.
Stands your winner of the second race, first division, hometown and colt stake. 2-year-old filly trot for $3,034. Number 2, Supreme Dance. Your Bay filly with full count. With a Like a Prayer mare, Supreme Day, the 10th of this season. Rosie Weaver in partnership with Scott Davis. Bell Valley, Ohio owned Rosie Weaver trains. Drew Neal gets his second winning drive on the day here at the Tuscarawas County Fair. Billy, you got a 2-1.
Results are official. Number 1,
Remy instead to number 2, Supreme Dance, the winner. The 3, Money Out the Window, 3. Number 4, Town Gal, 4. 5, French Mocha, 5. Number 6, Good Miss Gracious, 6. Time of the mile, 206, 1/5. 31 and 4, 105, 136 and 4. 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the bottom. Third race coming up.
Most of these fairs, when you win a race, they have the blanket presentation. I wonder what Rosie does, because they win so many races at these fairs. They can't possibly. Each horse must have just one for every day.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself. What a collection she must have.
Yeah, multiple at every fair.
Yeah,
2 down.
absolutely.
16 to go, Susan. We'll bring them to you after these messages.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to ohha.com. That's ohha.com.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Welcome back to the Tuscarawas County Fair here in Dover, Ohio. 18 races on day one. We're 2 down. Rosie Weaver, Drew Neal have teamed up with both. And I mentioned, and you guys talked to Rosie yesterday about pink jammies, and, well, now we get to see pink jammies right here in the third, and she's over in the infield getting ready. So far, minding her manners, it looks like.
We hope so. She is, Rosie explained, she's just a naughty filly. She likes to have her own way. She does not like to be by other horses. She kicks the walls so bad. She says she can't put her in the barn with anybody else at a fair because she upsets everyone, which is really kind of Rosie to do because she doesn't want to upset the other horses in the races. So she just keeps her out in the trailer. She says she likes to stand there. She just loves it. Puts a fan on her, and she's fine.
Yeah, if anyone wants to go back and listen to that 10 minutes with Rosie yesterday, it was right before the first jug elimination. So on YouTube, on the OHHA stream from yesterday, go back and listen to that. Goes to those 10 minutes talking about pink jammies.
Yep.
How much of a little naughty actress she can be. But she's been talented, so I guess if you're going to have one that's naughty, they better make some money. And Pink Jammies has made $133,000 for the Rosie Weaver connection. So
you can put up with a lot if they're making good money.
Yeah, if they're 0 for 10 and the meanest horse in the barn, it's a little
harder. What was interesting is she's thinking that Pink Jammies may go on to be a broodmare. That she's got the breeding behind her, and that might be in her future. Rosie does not keep horses after their 3-year-old year. She just races the 2- and 3-year-olds, and everybody else goes. So she's got some.
And the mom just passed away, right? That was the whole reason that they thought maybe they would take her to be a broodmare.
Right.
Which, like Rosie said, probably would make sense because then she just gets to be in a farm and be in a field all day, and
might be happier.
Might become a little bit of a happier horse.
Yeah.
She just wants to be in her pink jammies all day.
That's right.
I don't want to go to work. She has a human attitude. She doesn't want to go to work.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But she's so good at it. That's the trouble. She's so good at her job.
The horses are on the track for the third race. Hometown of Colt Stake, 3-year-old filly pays for $4,385, first division. Sponsored by Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. Up field is 6. Manuel Miller, drive the 4. Lily Grace Hill. And these are the horses. Number 1, Pink Jammies, driven by Drew Neal. Number 2, Dancing Susie with Chris Hirschberger. 3, Song Somewhere, Logan Ebersol driving. Number 5 is Tip, driven by Case Bateson. Here's the 4, Lily Grace Hill with Emmanuel Miller. And number 6 is Julie's Grace, James Day, in the sulky. Horse will take one score and go to the gate. Win, play, show. Quinella, Exacta, and Trifecta wagering on the third race.
Okay, let's take a look at these 3-year-old filly pacers. The Pink Jammies, who we were talking about with Drew Neal, up for trainer Rosie Weaver, Heartland Acres and Rosie Weaver. A Fear the Dragon filly out of Think Pink, who is by Yankee Cruiser. 40 lifetime starts, 15 wins, almost $134,000 won so far in her life. She had her last win was at Upper Sandusky in 2 minutes and a fifth, but she had kind of a bad day at Delaware and still paced in 56-2.
2, Dancing Susie. Chris Hirschberger drives and trains for the CNC Stables. 3-year-old Dancing Yankee filly out of the Mr. Big Mare Big Tsunami. 8 for 34 in her career, and she's hit the board in 25 of those 34 tries, so she's been very consistent for Chris. And in fact, she actually was in the Buckeye Stallion Series back on August 17th, clocked in 56-2, finishing 6th, 28-2 last quarter, though just found the field maybe a little too tough for her.
Song Somewhere in Logan Ebersol out from the 3-hole for Isaiah Schrake. Phil Baldoff, the owner and breeder of the Spring on the Beach filly, shot of a Yankee Cruiser mare, Surf Song. 1 win on the year. She also has a qualifying win at Northfield in 2-2-1. 2 starts back at Worcester, finished second, just back by a length and a bit, at 2 minutes flat.
Ford Lily Grace Hill, Manny Miller drives for Corey DeArmond, who owns with the Cap Equine Estates. 3-year-old Racing Hill filly out of the Mach 3 mare Ain't 3 OK. 5 for 11 this season, including 2 in a row, so the Lasix medication seemed to have helped her as she's gone back-to-back. Plus, the driver changed to Manny Miller, Worcester and Ashland in 59-3, and actually was clocked in 59-1 back at Canfield.
Tip, Case Bateson drives for Ed Ryder and Ed Teefy. This is a lather-up filly out of Western Hanover mare. Won her last start at Ashland in 2 minutes flat. Has a mark 59-3 at Woodsfield.
And 6, Julie's Grace. James Day drives and trains for the Power Play Racing 87. 0 for 18 in her career, but she's hit the board in 9 of the 18 tries, so just trying to break through. She's had a couple of tough beats. 2nd at Jefferson, beating the neck, and 2nd at Canton, beating the neck. So she's knocking on the door. She did make a break at Ashland, came on to be 5th, but 2nd tier post here for this daughter of Pet Rock out of an Art Major mare, Juliana Grace.
We've got horses here that are kind of, well, Pink Jammies is knocking on the door. A really good start might move her up into contention. She is sitting 9th in the Fair Championship points right now, so she would have to get a really good start today.
That is wild. She's hit the board in 16 of 20, and she's not even in the final right now.
Right. The fairs, I mean, you have to race a lot, and you have to do really well. It's just the competition is incredibly tough to get in that Fair Championship. Tip is 17th, Dancing Susie 18th, and Lily Grace 19th, and they have all had good seasons.
Just shows you how hard it is to make the Fair Championship. But it should be. It's a $50,000 race, so
right.
It shouldn't be a walk in the park to get in there.
Nope, you definitely have to earn it.
Field of 6. Will Rosie remain perfect? We'll find out in about 2 minutes. Here's Doug Ballinger with the 3rd.
A field of 6, 5 on gate with a trailer, all in behind the gate. The gate swings into the stretch, and here they come. Bigger off and trotting. Pink Jammies is sent to the front. Lily Grace Hill on the outside. Dancing Susie comes out in 3rd. Song Somewhere finds a spot along the pylons 4th. Julie's Grace next in 5th. And Tip trails the field at the opening 8th. Pink Jammies, Drew Neal show the way up the backside. Lily Grace Hill racing 2nd. Dancing Susie is 3rd. Song Somewhere 4th. Racing 5th. Julie's Grace. And treading the field is Tip. Straight alignment by the opening quarter. Drew Neal and Pink Jammies on the front. Lily Grace Hill, Emmanuel Miller getting that 2-hole trip. Racing 3rd. Dancing Susie as they race around the turn. Racing 4th. Song Somewhere. Julie's Grace 5th. And Tip trails the field by the opening quarter in 28 seconds. Into the lane first time, coming on over to the half on top of the field. Pink Jammy shows the way. Lily Grace Hill up on the outside. Dancing Susie racing 3rd, racing 4th. Song Somewhere penned in 5th. Julie's Grace, and moving to the outside is Tip. They're on to the 5/8 mark at the half and 57-3. Pink Jammy's in the inside by a neck. Up on the outside, Lily Grace Hill. We're matching strides up the backside, going to the 3/4 mark. Pink Jammies in the inside. Lily Grace Hill, 3 in, 3 out, down the backside. The inside, Pink Jammies has won the battle. Lily Grace Hill 2nd. Dancing Susie 3rd. Between horses, Song Somewhere. Tip on the outside into the turn. Julie's Grace trails the field. 3/4, 127-1. Still Pink Jammies. Pink Jammies by 3 parts of a length, cutting 3 wide. Here comes Chase Bateson with tip. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. Dancing Susie will need room. Through the lane they trot. Pink Jammies tip on the outside. It's Pink Jammies. They're coming after Pink Jammies. Pink Jammies needs the line. It's either Pink Jammies or Dancing Susie. It'll be a photo for win.
That was an exciting race.
That was a thriller. I'm not sure.
Nope.
About halfway down the stretch, I was like, okay, Pink Jammies going to hold on. And she just proved exactly what Rosie's talked about. She doesn't necessarily, you have to urge on her a little bit. And at the half, it looked like she's going to finish last, but that's just the horse she is. You just have to keep churning on her, and she'll keep fighting. She doesn't like letting horses pass her. And then about 3 or 4, of our cones before the wire, I thought, oh, wow, the 2 is going to get there, and it ended up being very tight.
Very tight.
So I'm not calling it. If I had to call it, I will call it. I will say the 2 did get up.
You think so? Okay.
I do think the 2 got up. But that is very, very, very unofficial.
Yeah, it certainly was tight.
You don't get much better of a horse race than that at a county fair, though.
Absolutely. It's like Manny Miller had his hands full with Lily Grace Hill. Tried to duck her behind Pink Jammies and just looked like she had a hold of him.
Oh, Pink Jammies.
Pink Jammies.
Jammies back to the winner's circle. I'd remind you to turn off your tickets in, your betting vouchers. Turn them in.
3 for 3 for Drew Neal and Rosie Weaver. I didn't hear the final time.
They were flying. I got 127-1 for 3 quarters.
When I heard that, I thought, darn it, I don't know what the track record is here.
Steve-O said 59, which makes sense. They went so quick, they had to come home a little slower.
Yeah.
Chris Hirschberger came all the way back. I think he thought he won, too.
Yeah, I guess I don't.
In front of the stand, you're one of the first division of the hometown and Colt State. Real Philly Trout.
$4,385, sponsored by Tuscarawas Insurance Agency.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mutual 126 is official 126.
Whoa, they're putting a blanket on the 2.
Yeah,
Got the wrong horse there. We said 1/2. 1/2. Got the wrong horse. Neal. 1/2.
Oops. I guess Chris thought, and he probably, when he said 1/2, he probably just heard the 2.
He probably just heard the 2, yeah.
Yeah.
That's poor Chris. That's the second.
It
happened to him at Northfield a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to share too much of what happened, but he came all the way back to the winner's circle, thought he won, and a very close finish like that, and then we had to, actually it's the 3,
Oh, no.
And so that's the second time that's happened to Chris. That he's gotten all the way back to the winner's circle in the span of about 2 weeks that he didn't win. So
that's tough.
Pink Jammies. Real big Philly. Beard the Dragon.
The Yankee Cruiser mare, Think Pink, 7th of the season. Heartland Acres and Rosie Weaver owned. Rosie Weaver gets his third training win of the day. Drew Neal sweeps the first 3, his third driving win. Drew Neal, the leading driver on the fair season this year. Pink Jammies and 159, Tuscarawas Insurance Agency blanket. Here's where they finish. The 1 Pink Jammies, the winner. Number 2, Dancing Susie. 2, 3 Song Somewhere. 5. Number 4, Lily Grace Hill. 6. 5 Tip. 4. Number 6, Julie's Grace. 3. The time 1:59. 28, 57 and 3. 1:27. 1, 2, 5, 6, 4. 3 on the bottom.
Fourth race is up next. One place, exact to try.
Back to in place, exact to try. On the 4th, scratch number 4, leave him Lucille. Scratch the 4. Dream of Charlotte, Pleasing L, It's Not Easy, Viva Magenta. We need 4. Bring them right on 4.
Well, one thing that kid certainly is getting his picture taken a lot. Now he got somebody else, must have been a older brother or something. The two of them in the purple shirts and the white pants. Looks like they're here showing something else because they had numbers on their back. So they certainly have been getting in the winner's circle.
Yeah, if they're Rosie Weaver fans, they're 3 for 3.
Yeah.
Rosie and Drew, pink jammies. Narrowly holds off the 2 Dancing Susie. We're 3 in the books. The 4th is next. Scratch the 4, leave them Lucille. Field of 4, we'll bring them to you when we get back.
Make summer memories this year at the Ohio County Fairs. The Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association will be live streaming every race this year, and we want you to be there. Be a part of the excitement with the 2025 Ohio County Fair Racing Passport. Stop by the OHHA broadcast location in the grandstand to pick up your passport and stamp. Get stamped fair you attend. Prizes will be awarded to those that attend the most racing programs. Get your passport at the first fair you attend or call the OHHA office at 614-221-3650. Harness Racing, the fastest ride at the fair.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigD'sWeb.com. Sign up for text messaging and receive $10 off your order. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
We're talking a lot about the points and where the standings are and everything. And if you go to OHHA.com, if you're on your phone, you hit, there's a little, we call it a hamburger. It's a 3-layered thing on the top. And you hit that. And if you go to racing and then nominations and standings, when you look at it, it brings up the Ohio Sire Stakes 2-year-old colt trotters. But you push on that little blue, looks like a flashlight or a funnel down at the bottom, and then you can put in what you are looking for. So I'm putting in Ohio Fair Championships. Our next race is 2-year-old filly trotters, so I'm going to change the division to 2-year-old filly trotters, and then I'm going to change the view to standings, and then search, and then they will come up. 2-year-old filly trotters in the Ohio Fair Championship will come up. I had a call from somebody last night, and they were trying to figure it out, and they said, well, I can't see how many points. I said, turn your phone to the side, and then you can see how many points that you've got. So they were trying to figure out how many they got at Delaware and add those to it and see where they were in the standings. So turn your phone on its side, and then you'll see the point standings. The point standings will be there, but then you'll actually see the number of points that you have.
And it's 50 for winning?
51, 26, 13, 9, and 6, and then 1 for starting. So everybody gets 1.
Well, Pink Jammies, that, I'm not going to say locked her in, but that probably put her into the final.
Could have very well. But we've got Coshocton and Montgomery County Fair, too, that are going to count in there. And I shouldn't even say this, but I'm going to try really hard to get the points updated tonight. But that depends if I can log into our server.
Let me know how you feel after the 18th.
Yeah, true. That's yep.
Dinner, and I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Did you drive up here this morning?
I drove this morning, but I am going to stay tonight.
How far of a drive was it for you?
About 2 hours.
Yeah, that'd be tough to go home and then come back tomorrow morning. After all the driving. Well, Delaware's not too far for you because you're down by that way.
Delaware's about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the Columbus traffic.
Yeah, that would be okay to drive each day, but 2 hours is back-to-back is long.
Yeah, and 18 races is a long day, especially after the Delaware week.
The shortest card at Delaware was 20?
15.
They had 15 on Tuesday, right, or something?
Yep, we only had 15. That was kind of a But they still.
But they didn't go fast. They drug them out just as long, so it ended up being a 6-hour card anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, we had this. Frank Frost did a great job doing a bunch of interviews, and like you said, the All Access with Ashley. She was running around, and she'd get people and ask them kind of different questions. So those are really fun to go back and look at.
The only thing that I thought the jug could change, and this is just my opinion, but it felt like there was a lot longer time than there was the 2 years that I've been between the two eliminations. And I feel like that I know you have betting and you're trying to for TV, but those two races really should go very close to each other because you're making the horses come back in an hour. So I don't know if it's an advantage or not. I mean, I'm not a trainer, but, you know, Blueprint, and I'm not saying he wouldn't have won anyways. That's not what I'm saying. But because as soon as the first race was over, I texted somebody and I said they can just give Blueprint the trophy now. So it has nothing to do if he was in the first or second elimination. I think he would have won anyways. But he did have 20 or 25 extra minutes to stand there in the stall and rest. So we'll talk more about that at some point. But these are the horses for the fourth.
Horses are on the track for the fourth race. The second division of the hometown at Colt Stake for 2-year-old filly trotters, $3,034. Sponsored by Sipes Concessions. Scratch the 4. Leave 'em, Lucille. These are the horses. Number 1 is Dream of Charlotte. The driver, Logan Ebersol. Number 2 is Please You Now, driven by Hank Levan. Number 3, It's Not Easy. Jason Thompson drives. Number 5, Viva Magenta. Drew Neal in her sulky. Horse will take one score and go to the gate. Win place, exacta, and trifecta wagering on the fourth race.
Okay, so we are scratched down to a field of 4 2-year-old filly trotters going for a purse of $3,034. Unusual at this time of the year to have a purse that low because we usually do not go to 5 divisions.
Yeah, this was the division.
September.
The 2-year-old trotting fillies, I think, was the division that was supposed to be tomorrow, and John moved it thinking there'd only be 2 or 3, and then ended up with 5. So
yeah, it makes for a lot. So Dream of Charlotte, Logan Ebersol drives for Eli Miller. All Trot Stable from West Farmington, the owners. Son Uncle Peter filly out of a Yankee Glide mare. 12 starts on the year, 3 wins, 2 seconds, and 4 thirds. So earnings of $17,000 plus. That's a good earnings for a 2-year-old at the fairs. Has a mark of 2, 6, and 3 at Canton. That was 4 starts back.
2 Pleasing Yell. Hank Levan drives trains, co-owns with Levan, Perry, and Fries. 2-year-old in-range filly out of the Pleasac mare Pleasing Form. 4 for 15 in her career. She's kind of figured it out the last few starts. Looked like she had a braking issue, but the last 3 she's put it together, has a win, even with a break at Kenton, and then wasn't particularly sharp at Mount Pillier, but was 3rd at Delaware, clocked in 2 minutes most recently. Good post here.
It's Not Easy, and Jason Thompson from the 3 for Scott Cox. Terry Mount Pleasant is the leasee of this Volstead filly. She's out of a Royal Strength mare, Easy Strength. 2 wins on the year out of 11 starts. The fastest of those was 2, 6, and 4 at Mount Vernon. A few starts back, she finished 2nd, 2 starts back at Ashland, but did at Worcester, made a break at Ashland.
Scratch the 4, leaving Lucille. The 5, Viva Magenta. Another one out of the Rosie Weaver barn. This one for Heartland Acres. Drew Neal drives. 2-year-old filly by Long Tom out of the Emil Angus mare. She's Not Red. 5 for 14 in her career. She's hit the board in 10 of those 14. Comes off a win at Ashland in 204.